Come on. Hi. I'm Working on a Sanctuary Tote that's been sitting cut out for about a year. I'm in the process of trying to empty out all of my project bins before the end of the year. While I take a break from doing patterns. I'm also testing out YouTube Live. I've only gone live on TikTok before, so just futzing around for a little bit. Is my sound coming across okay? I don't know if I even turned on the mic. Awesome. So how are you doing today? Oh, you must be on the West Coast, huh? I am in Minnesota, so it's 10:30 here. Yeah, that seems to be a bit of an issue in this community. We all want to make all the bags, so we cut them all out and then we make something else. I currently have, I think I only have 6 bins left, and there's probably about 15 or so projects between them. I just cleared out 4 sling bags yesterday. So I'm getting there. I'm hoping to start the new year with empty bins across the board. But I also have to film a tutorial for the newer version of the Narcissist, as well as a Bat Company wallet. And I just have not gotten around to doing that yet. When you work on the same patterns over and over and over again, it gets repetitive and boring. So this is me taking a break. I have never been to Canada before, but I have quite a few friends up there. And with recent things happening in this country, my husband and I have chatted about going up to visit in the long term up to Canada. I might even have some family still up there. I'll have to look into it. Oops. I think I need a new Choco. You working on any of those bins today? I don't even pay attention to politics, but I can sniff out a bad guy. Not really happy about the fact that we now have a convicted felon in line to hop in charge of the country again. But it is what it is, I guess. Hello, Lisa. I am working on a Sanctuary Tote that has been cut out for over a year. This is one of my patterns that I don't make very much. I've made quite a few of them, but when you start working on new patterns, the old ones kind of get pushed aside. Oh, I guess I forgot to turn off notifications on my phone. So that's fun. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Okay. Thank you. I got this one from, I believe it was, oh my God, I even striked for them before, and now I'm drawing a frickin' blank. K&A Fabrics. It's one of the prints from K&A Fabrics. Ooh, you know what? I have not made any of those patterns before. They'll look really nice. But I've been avoiding accumulating any more. I already have a couple thousand stored up, and out of all of those, there's probably only 5 that I typically make. Although the past few months I've been focusing on my own pattern making, so I have not been even looking at other people's patterns. Those aren't like quick patterns either. When I think about it, that's quite the complex list. Are you going to do those for any events or for gifts or just because? Oh, that's cool. So you got like a brick and mortar place to sell on the regular. I wish I had something like that around here. We actually don't have very many fashion shops in my area. Tons of food and places to do your taxes. I wish we had a place like that around here, but in the next town over, we've got, oh gosh, we got like a Coach and what's that one? I can't remember. I know that a lot of people have said that they have a bag that's similar to my Narcissist bag, but not quite. Lots of upper class places. I am on a Juki 8700H, the heavy duty, and this is my primary machine. I also have a Thor 1341S, and then a bunch of domestics that I haven't touched in forever. One day I would love to get a Juki 1541S because I love the way that a walking foot machine works, but I also prefer working on a flatbed. And if I get the 1541S, it's essentially the best of both worlds because then you get the compound walking foot that you have on the 1341, but the power of an 8700H. I've heard that the 8500 is actually relatively similar to the 8700. It's just a different, slightly different package. I think, doesn't Shinova have one of those? I think that was one of her primary machines. I've never used one, so I can't compare the two, but I've heard they're essentially the same machine. I believe the 8500 has been out longer though. I am not familiar with Titan machines. I've heard of them. That's an industrial, right? Oh, so that's a lighter weight. Is that a domestic or a semi? Or are you talking about the 8500 would be the lighter weight machine? Ah, okay. Is that just for like lighter weight bags, or are you talking like clothing? Oh, geez, I sewed right over my mark. Yeah, the 1541 is a beast. I'm used to working on beefy machines. The last time I tried to use a domestic, the thing damn near ran away from me. So I absolutely love my 8700H here. It is powerful. And for me, it's very easy to use. I actually have the speed cranked up on it too. So, and that's how I've been sewing on it since day one. So I'm not used to running anything lighter weight or at a slower pace. So I think the 1541 would be perfect for me whenever I get around to getting one. I would like to do clothing one day, so I've actually contemplated, and when I first began my bag making journey, I actually looked into the 8700-7, which is the computerized version of the 8700, but it's for domestic type materials. So it's the clothing version, or the clothing lightweight version of the 8700. Now, when you say quilting, you're talking like doing the patchwork, piecing together of tiny pieces until you have a gazillion pieces on a massive blanket? Or are you talking like bag quilting? Oh, wow. Those things are like pretty massive, aren't they? I've seen some of those quilting machines and they are so intimidating. So props to you. Holy crap, are you kidding me? 11 feet long. Wow. That is crazy. I could probably fit one down here, but if I fit one into this room, I would not have any room for any of my gazillion vinyls or my cutting table or both of my industrial machines. That's a lot of space. See, now that would be beneficial. I would love a king size quilt because when you get one of those nice, thick, heavy ones, oh, that's like a dream. I hate weighted blankets, but a heavy quilt would be amazing. I may dabble in clothing one day, but quilts are one thing I don't think I could ever touch. That's a lot of work, and I don't have that kind of patience. And I've seen how a lot of quilters work, and oh my God, it is beyond impressive. Wow. How do you keep up? It sounds like you're really working a lot between, I mean, obviously I know how bag making works, and that's a lot of work in itself. Yes, but I can imagine with how much work goes into making a single quilt. Like, not, oh, you had a baby, here's a quilt that I've been working on for a week. You know, it's like 30 inches by 30 inches or so. I'm talking those big, huge monsters. Oh, I just made something simple to cover my couch. Those things are crazy. Oh my God, so much work goes into those. It's really impressive. I work from home too. That's probably the only way I get anything done. I have ADHD up the wazoo, and it's rare that I actually get anything done. My house is a mess, but I finished 4 sling bags yesterday. Well, it took me about 3 days to do all 3 of them with all my distractions, but I finished them all yesterday. I'm not familiar with those patterns, and I have no idea what blocks are. Like little chunks that have already been put together with multiple pieces, right? So like if there's like 8 triangles in one piece, that becomes a block. Okay, yeah. I understand a little bit of it, but oh, I don't know if I could ever learn how to do it because that's just so much work. I think one time I was scrolling through. Oh, I just did that crooked. I was scrolling through YouTube, and out of curiosity, there was a quilting video suggested for me, and I decided I would check it out. And this lady had like these like really tall just stacks of little shapes all over her desk, and I could not imagine doing all of that, piecing every single one of those together. I mean, even this bag is annoying. It's all rectangles and squares, but you know, they're all big and they're all different. It's not sewing the same thing over and over and over again. Hello. Oh, I'm sure I would have the ability to do it. But the patience, my ADHD is not nice to me, which is why I have so many project bins full. Like, I'll buy a new pattern and I'll make it once and I'll be like, oh my God, I love how this came out. I want to make like 20 of them. So I'll cut like a whole bunch of them out and then I'll set it aside and go, oh, nope, I have to work on something else. This has a deadline. And then that box of cutouts will just sit there and sit there and sit there until I end up with 30 bins full of a bunch of projects that I haven't touched. So I could probably start, by the time I get done cutting all of the pieces out, I would find something to distract me and it would never get done. Oh, wow. I get like that sometimes, but not all the time. I wish it would happen more often. All right, let's see, where am I? It has been so long since I've done this pattern that I actually forget what to do. And now I'm missing a piece. Did I just... Oh, I bet I did. I just sewed my my main lower accent. I just used my front upper accent as my lower accent. So that's fun. Yep, that's the upper piece. So I am definitely going to rip this part out and replace it with the proper piece because I was totally paying attention. Ugh, and it even says main front upper on the front. That's great. Oh, you gotta love when you are not paying attention. I pulled out all the right pieces, I just did them in the wrong spots. You know, I'm going to do this part. A little distracted, but not bad. I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to work on the side pieces and the back instead. Oh, actually, it is 11 o'clock and my alarm is about to go off. So I need to actually head out and get my son. So I'm gonna set these pieces out. I can come back if anybody's bored. I can absolutely come back. My son will love that. He likes to hang out in a little chair right in front of my machine. And I guess the sound of my machine is relaxing to him. I don't know if you can hear that vibrating, but there goes the alarm. So I gotta go in like 5 minutes. And I do not mind the distraction. It's a good distraction. I'm not usually very social, so I do not mind. Okay. All right, so these are the upper accents. Press it lower. I already had my coffee for the day. I typically only do 1 cup, and that's because I like the taste. Caffeine actually does not do anything to me. I could chug like 3 or 4 cups of coffee and fall asleep. The only problem with that scenario is I would be up and in the bathroom in about 2 hours, totally destroying my sleep. It's actually kind of funny. I stopped drinking coffee, I want to say about 17 years ago. Just because, you know, I wasn't really getting any benefit out of it. Caffeine has never been, you know, it wouldn't wake me up in the morning or keep me energized throughout the day. And I've never had an energy drink in my life, so I don't know if those would work, but I absolutely stopped drinking coffee just because. Occasionally I'll have frappuccinos, but I don't really consider those coffee. Anyways, as I do, always get about a gazillion ads on Facebook. And for some reason, Facebook decided to start showing me Death Wish coffee. And out of complete curiosity, I decided to get some. And now I drink it about a cup or two a day. And that was only, I want to say 3 or 4 months ago now. So I haven't been drinking it very often, but I don't think they'd work for me. Same thing goes with pop, which I don't even drink anymore unless we go out to a restaurant, which doesn't happen very often either, like maybe once every couple of months. Yeah, the only reason why I do when we go out is because typically, you know, they've got, like, I'm a tea drinker. I drink tons of tea, hot tea, cold tea. I love tea. And when we go somewhere, oftentimes I don't trust their tea because I used to work at Subway a long time ago. It was like my first job when I was 13. And the manager that I worked for one day, like 6 or 7 years later, after leaving there, I found out she was working for McDonald's, and I thought, oh, cool, I could get a job there real quick. And sure enough, I went to go work with her there. And one day I was in the drive-thru and I had nothing to do. And I said, oh, I'm going to clean the tea machine, which was, you know, like one of those tall, like coffee things with the little spout on the bottom, and you lift the top to fill it and whatnot. And so I went to go clean it out. And oh my God, I have never seen sludge in the bottom of one of those things ever. Like, it looked as if nobody had ever cleaned it. And this McDonald's was so busy constantly. They were open 24 hours. And I mean, it was gelatinous sludge. And I scrubbed that thing top to bottom, and on a regular basis, I made sure it was always cleaned. But ever since then, I cannot drink tea anywhere outside of my house. If I don't make it myself, I can't do it. So knowing that pop, when you go to a place like a restaurant or a fast food place, comes in these boxes where inside is a bag that contains the fluid that's mixed with the carbonation, it's safe. Because I know that the worst thing that could happen is that they get the carbonation ratio wrong. So sometimes it tastes a little less like the soda that it's supposed to taste like, and a lot more like it's been watered down. It's not essential. It's not literally watered down, but that's the worst of it. But now I cannot drink tea from anywhere unless I see it made. If I do like a hot tea where they bring me a tea bag, I can do that, but that's about it. So I have to drink soda. Okay, it is 11:08, and I have to pick up my son at 11:20, but his school is only 3 minutes down the road. So I'm going to hop off, go go grab him, get him some lunch, and then I'll pop back on. I'll fix the front panel before I come back though. So if you're around, you can definitely come back. So I'll get back to all this in a bit. So bye for now.